Hey campers, it's Danielle at the JCC. Tonight I'm going to be reading a special book called Mickey's Little Helpers. Who knows who Mickey is? I bet you some of you guys have visited him. Mickey was very happy. He stared at the sign in the shop window and he smiled a big smile. How about that? He asked. It took all my money. I even sold my car, but I have my own shop at last. It looks great, Uncle Mickey, said Morty. Sure does, Ferdy nodded. Now we're all ready. We just sit back and wait for the customers. Right, said Mickey, but let's act busy while we wait. Morty went into the shop and began to sweep the floor. Ferdy dusted the safety helmets. Mickey worked on an old bike frame. Mickey and the boys worked and swept and dusted all day. It didn't help. Not a single customer came to the shop. It's too soon, Mickey decided. People don't know we're here yet. We'll have lots of customers once they find out. Sure, Uncle Mickey, Ferdy stopped dusting. Soon we'll know about us, and we'll be really busy. Morty stopped sweeping. He had spotted a shiny new 10-speed bike on the rack. Uncle Mickey, could I ride that bike? He asked. Just for a while, until someone wants to buy it. Ferdy ran to the rack to pick out a bike. How about this one, he asked. Can I ride it for a while? It's a neat bike. It is a neat bike, said Mickey, but remember, all the bikes in the shop are for sale. We can't use them as if they were toys. The boys knew Mickey was right. They said no more about the bikes. But as days went by and no customers came to the shop, they began to worry. Mickey put an ad in the newspaper. No one came. Maybe no bike riders live near here, said Morty. There must be some bike riders, Mickey said. Anyway, we've worked so hard to set up a shop. We can't give up yet. But days went by and the mail carrier brought bills. But Mickey had no customers. How could he pay the bills? We have money, Uncle Mickey. Morty ran and got his piggy bank. There must be $10 here, maybe more. You can have it. Thanks, said Mickey. But things aren't that bad. Not yet, anyway. Things aren't good, said Ferdy. I wish we knew an elf, said Morty. He could whisper to bikers about the great bike shop we have. Mickey smiled a small smile. Then he sighed a big sigh. Great idea, but there's no such thing as elves or leprechauns. If we succeed, we do it on our own. Just as Mickey said this, a man came into the shop. He wore a helmet, and he was wheeling a bike. Hello there, I need some help, he said. Can you put new brakes on my bike by 6 o'clock tomorrow? A customer, at last. No problem, Mickey said. The bike will be good as new by tomorrow night. No, said the man. Not tomorrow night, tomorrow morning. 6 tomorrow morning. Mickey looked at the clock. It was 6 now, 6 o'clock in the evening. Tomorrow morning was only 12 hours away. There's a bike race up at Thunder Mountain tomorrow, said the biker. It starts at 6:30 in the morning. What do you say? Can you get my bike ready in time? Mickey thought for a whole minute. Then he managed to smile again. I can do it, he said. Great! The customer took his pack and left. Uncle Mickey, can you really fix the brakes fast? Said Ferdy. Mickey nodded. I can if I work all night. I need to buy some parts before I start. Parts? Now Morty looked worried. Where will you get parts? It's so late. All the stores that sell bike parts are closed by now. Maybe not all of them, said Mickey. Get the phone book. I'll call around. The boys got the book and looked up the numbers. Mickey dialed the phone and called the different stores. At last he got an answer. It was a store in the city. I have the parts you need, said the man on the phone, but we close at 8. If you can pick them up by then, they're yours. Fine, said Mickey. I'm on my way. Mickey hung up and began to look for money. He turned his pockets inside out. He looked high and low, all through the house. There, he said when he found enough money. He took the old bike from the rack. Don't wait up for me. I'll be late, he said. Then he set out to ride the long miles to the city. The boys were in bed when Mickey got back with the parts. I wish I were in bed too, thought Mickey. I'm tired from pedaling all that way. But there was no time to sleep. Mickey went to his work table. He started to fix the customers' bikes. Soon he yawned. He closed his eyes. Then, without even knowing it, he was fast asleep. The sun was bright when Mickey woke up. Oh no, he cried. It's morning. I didn't fix the bike. That customer will be so angry. Then Mickey saw the bike. It was fixed. It was good as new. Morty and Ferdy came out of their room. "Look," cried Mickey, "the bike is fixed, and I didn't fix it." "You mean someone helped you?" asked Morty. "Maybe it was elves," added Ferdy. The customer came to the door just then, and Ferdy ran to let him in. When he saw the bike, he smiled. "Looks great," he said, "and just in time for the Thunder Mountain race. I'm going to tell all the other bikers about how fast your service is." That day, a lot of customers came to Mickey's shop. "There's going to be a second bike race tomorrow," said the bike riders. "We need our bikes by morning." "You'll have them by morning," Mickey said. That night, Mickey needed to buy parts again. This time, he didn't have to turn out his pockets or look high and low through the house for the money. He could buy the parts with the money the first biker had paid him. Again, Mickey got ready. Again, he took his bike and rode away to the city. Mickey got back after midnight, more sleepy than ever. He set to work, and again he fell asleep. Morty and Ferdy peeked out from the back of the shop. "It's okay," whispered Morty. "He's asleep." Carefully, quietly, Morty and Ferdy began to fix the bikes. Mickey slept on. Or did Mickey really sleep? Once Morty looked around and he thought Mickey's eyes were open. He looked again quickly. "No," he whispered. "It's okay. He's still sleeping." When Mickey woke in the morning, the bikes were ready. Mickey smiled. "I sure am lucky to have a couple of elves helping me," he said. Mickey went to wake the boys. It wasn't easy. "Come on," he shook Morty. "Get out of bed. Time for school." Morty sat up at last. He was still sleepy as if he had been up all night. "Did you fix the bikes?" Morty asked. "They're fixed, but I didn't do it," said Mickey. "The elves must have come back again." Ferdy rubbed his eyes. "You said there weren't any such things as elves. Maybe you grown-ups don't know everything." When the customers came back for their bikes, everything was ready. The bikers promised to tell everyone in their biking club about Mickey's super service. "I'll pass the word around to the other clubs too," said one man. "Soon everyone will know about your bike shop." The next day, Mickey's shop was crowded. It was crowded the day after that, and the day after that, too. Bike riders went out of their way to stop by Mickey's bike shop. Mickey sold new helmets, he sold jackets. When he was not selling things, he was fixing things. "I'm glad these aren't all rush orders," he said. "So are we," the boys agreed. One day soon after that, the boys got home from school, and there were 2 empty spaces on the rack. "Oh, Uncle Mickey," cried Ferdy, "you sold those bikes we like." "Sorry, boys," said Mickey. "I had to sell them. That's why we opened the shop, to sell things." "I guess so," sighed Morty. Ferdy didn't say anything, but he looked sad. Mickey hurried off to fix dinner. "Say, what smells so great?" asked Ferdy. "I'm making a fancy dinner," Mickey said. "We've earned it. Later, I'll reward those elves who keep helping us with whenever we need it." "Reward the elves?" asked Morty. "How are you going to do that?" "I'll find a way," Mickey answered. That night, Mickey and the boys had a great dinner. They finished it up with ice cream and cake. Then Mickey told the boys it was time for bed. "But it's still early," said Morty. "You need your rest," Mickey told them, "and I have a rush order. It has to be done by morning." The boys went off to bed. Before they crawled under the covers, they set their alarm clock for midnight. When the boys were asleep, Mickey got busy. He took out and wrapped the 2 bikes Morty and Ferdy had liked best. He tied the packages with big bows. He put them down beside the work table. Then he began to fix the bike. Soon his eyes were closed. It was very late when Morty and Ferdy peeked out of the back of the shop. They saw Mickey at his workbench. "Sound asleep like he usually is," they whispered. "Where would he be without those elves?" asked Ferdy. Can you guess who the elves are? The boys tiptoed to the work table. They looked for a bike that needed fixing. There was none. Instead, there were 2 big packages tied with bows. "To Morty," said the tag on one package, and "To Ferdy," said the tag on the second package. The boys untied the bows and folded back the paper. And what did they see? They saw the 2 bikes they wanted. Mickey hadn't sold them after all. He had only gift-wrapped them. "Thanks," said the note on one bike. "Without you elves, Mickey's bike shop would have closed weeks ago." The next day, Mickey and the boys took a holiday. They went riding on their bikes, all 3 of them. Mickey had picked out a brand new bike for himself, too. "You're a great uncle," said Morty as they sped along. "And you're great nephew," said Mickey. "The bikes are the least I could do to say thank you for all your help." "Oh, it was nothing, Uncle Mickey," Morty said. "After all," said Ferdy, "that's what families are for. I think that's a great little book, Mickey's Little Helpers. Have you guys been helping your families? I hope so. Have a great night.